Inspiration, quadrant 2. If you scored high in resources, then this is a quadrant that you need to evaluate next. Inspiration happens when we looked at these 4 areas. Number 1 is leadership, long-term vision, culture, and short-term vision. Kicking it off is leadership. The importance of leadership. And the importance of leadership, we talk about 4 things that creates a great leader. And that creates what we call an encourager. 1 is we challenge status quo. 2, we inspire. 3, we empower. And 4, we model good behavior for those that we're leading. And so we break down those areas and help you understand and study those 4 areas. We also get into assessments, leadership assessments, management assessments. Each one of these assessments have you rank who you are as a leader and as a manager. 2 separate assessments, giving us a total score of 60 in each. Anybody that scores between a 50 and a 60, they got some good skills around leadership and management. If they score between 40 and 50, they have some areas of improvement. Anything under a 40, they have significant areas of improvement, and they need to be worked with. They need to be developed in each one of these areas. And so going through these different assessments helps give you perspective and your leaders and managers perspective on areas of improvement. Next is the art of delegation. This gives us the ability to delegate properly. We walk you through 4 quadrants of delegation. Well, first, does it need instruction? 2, does it need feedback? 3, are we given autonomy to make a decision? And 4, what is the budget for that autonomy? And so breaking that down, when giving away a responsibility, do we feel that they need instruction or do they feel like they need instruction? 2, do they feel they need feedback or do we feel we want feedback after they do the responsibility? Or 3, are we giving them autonomy to just go take care of the responsibility? Do they want it? Are we willing to give it? And then last, if we've given that autonomy, what time or money budget are we setting based on that responsibility? So those are very important. Next is the leadership audit that we're looking at. We're looking at auditing our leadership on a weekly basis. And we give you the tools in the RISE Business Framework to audit that leadership on a weekly. Next is the long-term vision. Long-term vision is broken down when we've helped you identify your core values. Understanding what your core values are, we do an assessment, an exercise that helps you identify 3 individuals that have made a positive impact on you in your life, and then helping you break down what it is about those people that you admire, and then taking that and reverse engineering it back into what your core values are so you know how to put a guardrails around your company and make sure we hire the right people. Next, personal purpose. We want to make sure we have identified your personal purpose along with the leaders on your team's personal purpose to drive the companies to its professional purpose and make sure that the personal purposes align with the professional purpose. And both personal purpose and professional purpose come from 3 categories: the past, the present, and the future. And understanding how those 3 categories drive at creating your personal and professional purpose. And then last, that key purpose indicator, that top KPI in your organization that helps you measure whether or not your personal and professional purpose has been achieved. Next is culture. Culture is driven and built around these 4 areas. Number 1 is position affirmation, making sure we have people in the right positions in our organization. 2, people affirmation, make sure we have the right people around us. 3, goal affirmation, making sure people have bought into that key purpose indicator. And then last, belief affirmation, making sure that people can see their personal purpose and how that personal purpose is going to be achieved by helping the company achieve its company purpose. And when we have company purpose, personal purpose in our key purpose indicator, we create what we call a belief speech, and everybody buys into that belief statement. Next part of inspiration is short-term vision. This is where we take this 3-year milestone, the 1-year target, 90-day sprint, and the 4 to drive results in organization. The 3-year milestone is date, revenue, gross profit, net profit, and deliverables, how we're achieving that revenue, along with what do we think this organization is going to look like. Our 1 year is same. It's where we take a 1-year date, along with revenue, gross, net, and our deliverables to achieve in our 1 year. The variance between 3 and 1 year is not only date, it's also what are we committed to doing this year goal-wise. What goals do we need to set that are going to help us achieve our revenue? And those goals are broken down in the areas of resources, inspiration, systems, and engagement. Then we take that 1 year and we drive it to 90 days. 90 days, very similar to 1 year, we choose a date, 90 days from now, that then allows us to break down the revenue, break down the gross, the net, and the deliverables. And then what's really important is taking those 1 year commitments and deciding on what needs to be done in the next 90 days. And of those many commitments that we might choose in the next 90 days, the 4 is born. The 4 is what are your top 4 critical to quality goals that this company has to achieve in order to be successful in the next 90 days. And that, my friends, is how we drive the results of the business. The long-term vision drives inspiration. Short-term vision drives results. All right, now that we know our long-term vision, our culture, our short-term vision, now that we have those things understood and we're starting to dial in, let's audit it. Let's think about whether or not we're doing these things well. Rating this on a scale of 1 to 3, getting a total possible high score of a 12. 1 is below expectations, 2 is meets, 3 is exceeds. First question. We have clearly defined core values that every team member knows and strives to keep. You're going to rate this 1 below, 2 meets, 3 exceeds. Next question. We have a distinct company culture that keeps our team members engaged and inspired. We're going to rate it here. We have defined long-term goals and documented purposes for why we exist beyond just making money. Is that below expectations, meets, or exceeds? 1, 2, or 3. We have a quarterly and annual goals that are reviewed and adjusted regularly by our leadership team. We have those quarterly strategic sessions where we're adjusting the business and getting it ready for the next 90 days to set our 4 goals for the next 90 days. You're rating this 1, 2, or 3. If you've scored a 10 to 12 here, you are doing pretty good in this quadrant. If you score below that, you have some areas for improvement. And I would encourage you to go to our risebusinessbooks.com website and pick up the Rise Business Book today. You can find it there or on Amazon, and or reach out to us at sharperbusiness.com and schedule your free business audit today so we can help you move forward.